Hi, everybody. Leanne Holitza here at the Healing Studio. Okay, so let's talk about my mistakes that I've made as an unhealed empath, and maybe you'll recognize yourself in some of my stories. So I was always sensitive. Had kind of awareness to the sensitivities growing up. I think some of the people around me also were aware that I was sensitive, but how it presented oftentimes was, me blurting things out that I shouldn't blurt out, or me picking up on something that was trying to be hidden, that kind of stuff. So as I went into adulthood, I just tried to normalize as fast as possible. So I literally, got through school super fast, got a corporate job, got locked into, being in a family, having kids, being a normal mom, all of those things. And again, it didn't necessarily work. No matter how hard I tried to just kind of get into the bell curve, it didn't happen. In fact, more times than not, when I was trying to get into the bell curve, it pointed out more and more how different I was from the average person. So I really did just kind of go down this hole of like literally just trying to almost like thread myself through life in a very fast way. Not the way to live a path that you're genuinely on, right? So I did hit a wall. So several things happened. I now know, what I didn't know at the time, were soul contracts that were designed to stop me if I was going in the wrong direction. And so then I began to have to look at myself and have to start reading books and exploring what it means to be an empath because it was in my face. I could not stop it. Okay, so I did it reluctantly, and a lot of times I'd get information and I'd be like, you've got to be kidding me. This can't be true. And then something would happen and it would prove that it was absolutely true. And so one of the things I did wrong was resist that I was an empath. Try to be quote unquote normal or fit in or blend in. Maybe you will if once you're healed. I mean, I definitely feel like I blend in better, but I also feel like what I'm doing, where I'm blending in, is in my community and with the people who get it. Where I was before, who I was genuinely wasn't necessarily comfortable for everyone I was around, right? So as I became healed, as I became more genuine and authentic in my journey, I started attracting the right kinds of people around me that would give me the opportunity to see myself even further. So, when you are experiencing yourself through the eyes of somebody else, it does impact how you see yourself. To an empath especially, we can really feel other people's opinions and judgments. And sometimes, now, okay, facepalm moment, right? Sometimes we try and monitor or manage how people are feeling about us, making sure that they feel okay about us, trying really to overtake care of somebody, to rescue them from themselves, especially if they seem to be uncomfortable about us. And so that's another mistake that I made. I was a people pleaser. I still kind of am. I'm working on it. But people pleasing, jumping to make it my fault. I often did take responsibility when my responsibility wasn't mine, just to kind of clear the slate and get it moving. I also did try and do some intellectualizing of myself. So tried to do a lot of self-help books and a lot of classes. And I'm not saying those things don't help, because they do if you integrate them and you don't use them as a micromanagement tool, but they become part of your system. What I mean by that is, when I learned to walk, I might fall down a little bit, I might have moments of stumbles, but now once I've learned to walk and it's integrated knowledge, I just get up and do it. I don't think about it unless something gets in my way and I get hurt or something and that requires me to think about it again. But for the most part, integrated knowledge is just that. It's activated knowledge that you actually just do without thinking. So I was doing a lot of analytical teaching to myself or exploring and getting taught, but I wasn't necessarily integrating it in at first. I was trying to do it all perfectly, right? The rituals, the have tos and shoulds that get applied in some of the self-help world. That didn't work. A self-help world of shoulds and have tos should not exist, because it's just not helpful to should and have to yourself, okay? I have a little hashtag, drop the shoulds. Drop it. just drop it. So the other thing too is I would try and get other people to see my point of view or understand me or know why I was so sensitive. Nobody lives behind those eyes but you. So you can go around trying to explain to everybody how you feel and go around trying to tell them that you're sensitive or that you're picking up on this or that. It's the first person to convince that that's okay is you. And I didn't necessarily know that at first. I really did think I just had to conform so that people would accept me. But I will tell you, conformity doesn't work. And the more that you let yourself be authentic, the more you get to be you, and the world shows up with you, the universe shows up with you, and you begin to become a healed empath who has the gifts that so many people need in this world, which is someone who can hold space for the world to change out of the trauma, someone who can be genuinely, authentically present for people suffering, and actually just have the ability to see the light in everyone in their life. So, ask me follow-up questions if you'd like. I would love to answer them. I am still on my journey, not claiming to be perfect, but definitely have been teaching the self-healing energetics for a while now and have seen it change people's lives for the better. And I personally am constantly working on it too. All right, go be amazing.